Good morning, everyone. In this episode of The Never Ending Decking, Stephanie gets to grips with the facts that her knees are knocking on and the camera angles do not maximize the dopamine reward. However, all was not lost since the job is getting done, the sun is shining, and Etta James is playing very loudly in the background. In other news, our dear councillor Stephanie did not become chairman of the parish council. The men stepped up and they were much more qualified to lead, and moreover allowed other tasks to be taken on, such as the climate change agenda and looking at the environmental organisations who are seeking funding in the area. The editing of the website has been painful at times, but Stephanie has pushed through, and although hours have been lost in the battle, learning has been achieved. Our news correspondent caught up with her earlier. In all honesty, to tell you the truth, I only got one thing to say, and that is fair dues, tidy. I feel relieved, I do, I won't lie to you. Yes, it's all very sad. Anyway, so I know you'll be looking into the tank and wondering why it's so green. Well, we haven't had a filter since Christmas. But here is the water now. It's lovely. We've put a new filter in, which is like, I don't know, 50,000 gallons or something. And because I bought an upgraded pump that the old filter couldn't cope with, so now we have this new giant filter, which I can't even move. And it's made the water absolutely crisp. And now I can see all the gravel and everything that Memphis has dropped into the pond. And I may just do a video of me diving into the pond to get all these things out. You know, just like when we were at school and we did our safe swimmers badge. And I'm like, dude, what's with all the accents today? Can't you just be yourself? Well, no. I'm so bored of my own voice. I don't want to hear it anymore. So anyway, moving on up, darlings. I have done a open mic night at my local bar a few months ago, and I'm thinking I'm going to get a PA system, a retro microphone, and do some gigs. What do you reckon? Just like trying to exploit all the ways that I can raise money and have a lot of fun as well. And this brings me on to another request. Somebody asked me to do a pantomime, and I was like, yes, that's what I want to do, because I want to do like a youth group, and I was thinking that it should be a theatre group that was all inclusive, and we could do a pantomime every year, and that would be a group every week, and it would give me something to focus the group on rather than just like, let's play games every week. I think kids around here would be excited, and it would take commitment from them as well. So we'd be getting regulars every week. But also my own kids who don't want to go anywhere or join any groups with strange people, they could be in the group. And they are all very talented in the dramatic areas. You know, they're very artsy and they like to sing. And they're quite good at accents as well, and they'll be good at acting. So I think it could be a lot of fun for all of us. Now I've been finding out that there's a lot of musically inclined people in the village and quite arty people, and I think they'd all like to contribute to this little youth group too, especially when it's all inclusive. And I'd also like to develop it further and offer respite for parents as well. So I think I've got a few meetings in my future with all the different organisations around here that are already doing this and seeing how I can tweak it. I know the next village is also looking to do a youth group, and I think they just need someone to commit to it every week, commit to the session. Trying to include Memphis in this group as well, and just, yeah, it's tricky with him because of sudden noises, and I know it's going to be tricky to include all other children like him as well. So lots of things to get my head round. This is the first time that I've painted the decking. It has been down about 6 years now, I think, and never painted it before because I really liked the light colour of the wood. But it gets dirty in 5 minutes, and it needs protection as well from the sun. So I chose this dark oak as my favourite shade, and now I think that it's raining every time I look out the window. But I'm realising that using a paintbrush was probably not a good idea, and my daughter is informing me now of the overlapping stains. So maybe I need another coat, or I need to use a roller, because it's way too big to be painting one piece of decking at a time. And also it's drying way too quick. So by the time I come back, I'm doing the overlapping. But it doesn't look too bad. We've got furniture on it now, and you can hardly notice the overlapping lines. Until next year, it's good enough for me. And what a marvellous lawn, if I do say so myself. Just look at that freshly cut grass. The front garden, however, is looking like a jungle, and I cannot wait to sort it out and trim everything and tidy up. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it for a video yet. Maybe I will, because it's actually really bad. And the day after I painted the decking, the dining set arrived completely unannounced, because they've been calling me for like 3 days saying we're going to deliver today, and then they don't, and then they call me again, so they're going to deliver that day, and they don't again. So this time they didn't bother calling me, and they just turned up, and we had a lot of very heavy chairs and 2 parts of a table to carry around, and my muscles, they were aching, but they were on point. They didn't let me down. But the furniture was so heavy, I could only do take 2 chairs around, and then I had to have a break because they were so heavy. But they do look amazing. It looks like they were made for a Viking feast. So there's 12 seats and a really long table. And also, it's all made of wood. And I think maybe it's gonna last for a long time. I can't say for sure in this house, but just maybe, hopefully. Another great thing is that I can just wash it next year and coat it in some wood protection, and we're good to go again. Now what I should do next is get the same pump and filter that's on the pond and put it on the pool, because then we could have the pool clean all year round and it wouldn't cost much. If I didn't connect it to the heater all year, then it would be very viable and we could swim in it every single day. That would be the aim. I mean, yeah, sometimes it freezes over, but it's worth a try. Right, so while we've got 3 minutes left, I thought maybe I would talk about my favourite YouTubers. So I like to watch Diary of a CEO and Flawless Cleaning Services They are my absolute favourite at the moment. I always watch them on a Friday, and they're doing great work. So much fly tipping at the moment, such a big problem in this country, and they are going around sorting it and paying a fortune. Absolutely diabolical. I also watched The Irish Homestead. Absolutely loving the transformation. I mean, when the roof went on, that was just the peak, and then the windows were just love that green colour. And they're doing most of it, like absolutely everything themselves. They didn't put the roof tiles on, they got a local company to do that, but absolutely everything they've done themselves. I don't know how they have the energy or the motivation. I mean, their brain must not be like mine, which just freezes a lot of the time. And also, not so regular, but I look out for their good chats on Tucker Carlson, Urban Scoop, sometimes some Jordan Peterson, and Homestead How is a good one as well. Very interesting, informative interviews on these shows. My favourites definitely are the ones who cut grass and trim hedges, like Custorez and the Binfluencer. Those are good new ones that I watch. Absolutely fabulous job. Outstanding. Now, darlings, until next time, take care and thank you for watching.